Howdy dude here, aka Cowboy Custodian. I am in my shop office and just been enjoying the summer. The school's been kind of quiet for the most part. People have been out of here and I've been trying to get as many projects I could possibly get done for the summer to get ready for the new upcoming school season. And this year we are replacing floors, so I just thought I'd take a moment and kind of do a video of the floors that I'm working on so you guys can see what goes into some of my summers while I'm here at the school getting things done. All right, I should have started this video some time ago, but better late than never, I guess. Here's the floor I've already started, about halfway. I already have the adhesive laid over there. That's what that blue stuff looks like. It's an adhesive, comes in this bucket. And all I did was just roll it on with a roller. They say you can use a trowel, but should use a trowel, but the guy I bought it from says, you know, you can use a roller and be easier to apply and you don't use as much product and you still get the same result. So it's a vinyl floor. Let me pick up a piece here so you can see it. Vinyl floor, very, very thick. You can see how thick this thing is. And I'm really hoping, I can already tell a difference. There's still an echo in here because it's just nothing but bare walls. But it was worse before. I'm hoping once I get the rest of this floor laid down, it won't be so loud. So today, I've already did this a couple days ago. Today, I'm gonna finish this all up. I gotta get it done so it looks good. And then I've got some black trim, just rubberized trim, that I'm gonna put along the wall here. So Mr. Z, he painted this wall. Thank you, Mr. Z, for doing that as well. I don't think this wall had been painted, if it was even painted, when they put the drywall in. It needed painted really, really bad. But check this out. I can't step on the blue, but that's the return for the HVAC system. It goes all the way down past the first floor. I never realized how deep that was. Yeah, I don't want to step down in there. You definitely wouldn't be getting out. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and start laying this floor. I'm just going to put you through time-lapse. Make it look like it only took me about 30 seconds to a minute. Here we go. Kind of loud in here, but I need those fans. That is hot in this room. There's literally, check this out. We're talking about this for a while. That's literally the only register. It actually goes through this wall and is about as long as that one over there is. But it got cut off when they built this wall, and this is it. So that's a return, but this is the only register. So the teachers always complain about this room because it's either too hot or too cold. And aside from putting a mini split in, I'm not really sure what to do. So we just kind of give them fans and heaters and go with the flow. All right. Okay, there we go. It's all laid down. I only had a couple difficulties. Some of the center stuff, there's some more gaps that I really wanted to see there. Like there's a gap there. It's hard to get it to come together. And then this all turned out pretty good. I did have an issue right at the end when I was cutting this last one. I ended up having to put a cutting edge in there. So there's a little bit of a gap there too, but I mean, not so noticeable. Overall, I'm pretty pleased with it. That's a lot of work, as you can see. Took me a couple days. All right, well, that's gonna be it for today. I'm just gonna clean up a little bit and hit the road. Got Vacation Bible School to get to, so we'll be back here shortly. All right, well, we're into another day, and now I'm in the principal's office working on getting it started to be painted, and we've cleared it out. Well, let me just show you. All right, you can see, office is all cleared out, and I'm getting ready to, I've already patched up some holes, and I'm just working on getting the rest of it sanded down, and then I got to remove this carpet and get it out of here. And I try to do all that today, and when I get in next week, I can get in here and start getting the floor laid, and hopefully before the end of next week, this office will be ready to go. All right, I sanded down the walls, tore all the carpet up, and I think for the remainder of the day, the time I have, I'm gonna go ahead and just get this painting done, and then it'll be ready to go next week for me to come in and lay the adhesive and drop the floor. It shouldn't be real bad at all. I only have to kind of cut in the door and then over there, but Kim and I were debating on how I should do this. This is the office, as you can see. So most of the traffic comes in this way. So I feel like the floor needs to go from that wall to that wall. So this way, not this way. So that's my opinion. What do you guys think? I mean, I'm gonna probably do it my way because by the time you guys see this, it'll already be done. But I think what will be nice is I could start here at this door, which won't be much, just a little bit of cut, and then just start going straight across. And then when I get over here to this door, depending on where I'm at, it'll be easy because I can just go straight into the gym, which I want to go all the way to the floor if I can and put a transition in. So that way it looks a whole lot better, because the carpet always used to just come up to here, and she had this duct tape laying there to cover up. I don't know, whatever. So I want to get it all the way out so it looks, transition looks really good. But yep, I think that's what I'm going to do. Just get started on that. Here we go. All right, well, I at least got the first coat on for now. And I ran out of time. I will be back here on the first of next week to get the final coat on, and then we'll start working on the floors. So I'll be right back. All right, it is Monday morning and I am back to do the second coat on this office walls. Try to wrap that up. I have to escape out of here a little earlier today, so then I'll just try to get to the floors either tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm just gonna go ahead and get set up and get these walls done. Let's go. Okay, well, there's the final product. That wall's still a little bit wet, but the rest of it is all done. I had to do like 3 coats on these to get them covered. This wall wasn't too bad. That was 2 coats, and I didn't even really have to do 2 because the color I picked out was very close to what was already there. But these darker colors, it took a little bit longer to get it done. All right, well, I got to get ready to go. I'm headed out to look at a pop-up camper. So there'll be a video on that here coming up too. But for now, I'm just gonna call it a day and then come back and start working on the floors either tomorrow or Wednesday. Just depends on what's going on. There's gonna be people in the building tomorrow, so I don't know if I'll do it tomorrow. But I will be back on here in just a moment. Okay, well, yesterday was kind of crazy, like I said, so I decided to wait till the following day to start working on this floor. I'm gonna finish this office up, get the glue laid down, come back, do the floor, and then work on the baseboard. Hopefully before the end of the day today, which will be probably about 6 o'clock or so, this room will be completely done and ready to go to move back in another week and a half or so. I'm gonna start off by vacuuming the floor and getting all the dirt and grime and stuff off the corners. There's little pieces of carpet and whatnot around the door needs to be cleaned up. But that's what I'm gonna work on now, is just get that done. But the paint turned out really well. Covered up real nice. Not bad at all. This room will look a whole lot nicer than what it did before. So, all right, get the vacuum on and start getting the floor cleaned. Okay, floor is all swept up, clean, ready to go. But what I realized is I need to probably take these doors off. So I'm gonna take a moment, take this door off, take that door off, just to make it easier to be able to get around it. And then what I also have to do, which I'll show you, is I take the planks and I actually get them measured out and laid out around these doors first, because I'm gonna start here and make my way this way and then kind of turn and then start laying planks this way all the way up till I get to that door. And I won't worry about setting that door up because that's not going to be too bad. Plus I won't be able to tell what I need for that until I get to that point. I don't know if I'll have a full plank over here or I'll have a little tiny smidge that I need to do. I don't know. It just depends. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to take these doors off, get them out of the way, and then I'll start laying the glue. And how I start is I use, you're supposed to use a trowel technically, but I just use a putty knife, and I'm gonna go around the exterior of the room, get all these corners around the door, and then all the way around here. And then I use a roller. I gotta go get a roller, but then I use a roller, and I literally, you'll see it, I just dip right into the bucket, and then I just roll the floor. And I'll start from that corner and just kind of make my way out of the room until I'm eventually out here. So yeah, that's what I need to do. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, take these doors off. All right, doors are removed. As you could see, that was a little bit of a chore. Those doors are heavy, but good reason too. All right, well, now I'm gonna go grab some planks and work on getting this part cut out. And that way we are ready to start gluing the floor, and then I can start right from that section and kind of move this way to the wall and then back and forth until I get to over here. So, all right, let me go grab some. All right, I might need more than 4, but for right now, let's start with 4. And all you need for this is planks, a knife, and some know-how. All right, I think what I'm gonna do, let me bring you around this side and I can show you what's going on. It's kind of confusing. Okay, so I need to get around this door. I want to bring these planks. What I think I may want to do is, instead of, because this thing is here, what I might want to do is I may want to come in just a little bit more. I don't know, let's see. I might come right here. And then the next one, because this next one, I want it to go around this thing. So, and it's going to go a little closer. I'm going to go around, I'm going to cut around this door. But this way, with this thing right here, I can just notch it out, which it'll be down here more. But I can just notch that out as opposed to trying to make a hole in the middle of it. I don't want to have to do that. This will be so much easier. So I want to bring this all the way up to basically right there. That's where I'm going to have these, because this concrete's starting to fall apart, and I want to put a transition in between this. And I think, as thick as this floor is, I might be able to just screw into this floor as opposed to trying to screw into this or into the concrete, because the concrete's already falling apart. So when I put that transition in, going up to down, that'll make this, I can just screw it right into this and make it come right down here. So I could even actually get it right on the plastic, because I'm going to screw it in here and have it come down to there. So this concrete will all be covered. I think I'm going to do that. I think that'd just be so much simpler. So the fun part is going to be cutting out this and getting it to fall back in here. That's going to be the fun part. And there's still going to be some gaps over here because I'm not, oh no, I guess it won't be. So I have to cut back in here for this, cut in for this, cut in for this, and I mean, I'm going around this whole door jamb. And so this is going to be a workout. It's going to be difficult because this stuff is thick, but I do want to cut it out. And I think I'm going to measure here because it should be close to the same length. It might be a little shorter, but I'm only going to go that far. I'm not going to worry about getting all the way back inside there. That just doesn't seem feasible. So I'm just going to cut it from here, and so what I want to do is actually going to come out here, and I'm going to measure straight across right here. Okay, so I got one there. That'll tuck in there. Now I want to come back to, so I'm going to come right out to there. So there's that cut. Might be a little crooked, but that's okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then, so I'm going into there, and then I'm going to come across at that length to here. So I'm going to find that mark. So it should be right there. Go from there to here. Okay, that should be good. So that gives me that. And then I'm going to come in, not even, just about the blade length. So right about here, I think, do it. So I'm going to come from here, just guesstimating on this stuff. Just guesstimating on this. All right. Now I need to go the length of the whole thing. So we're going to go to here. Come back in a little bit again. Right there. It's about the same spot. Very close. Yep. Okay. And then from there to right there. And then finish it off. If you pull on a little bit, you can see the lines. So right there's the line. So got it right there. I'm just gonna start really getting into it. As I pull on it, you can see where it's pulling apart, and on the back side, it starts making an indent. So I just need that so I can see where that's at. Bending this stuff. Okay, there's that pad. Cut real deep on that. Get it again. Nice. So keep pulling on it. You just got to keep pulling on it. See how it pulls it apart. If you look on the back side, you can start seeing the pattern back there, and all I gotta do is flip it over and start cutting that. Not necessarily professional. I'm doing this for a very low budget for a nonprofit school. So I think the work turns out pretty well. I think it speaks for itself, and when you see the completed work, maybe it's not, you know, commercial grade quality, but it at least looks good. I can just take my knife. See, it's not exactly clean, there's some tears in there, but it's gonna be hidden. It's this top part that I'm more concerned about. So I can just take my knife and I can just kind of scrape down like that, pull that stuff out of there. Okay, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. So now let's see if it'll fit back in there. Nope, that one's gonna have to be trimmed. Okay. Now, will that fit back in there? Nope, still too thick. All right, so we gotta take more off. That's what I love about this stuff, is I can just keep gnawing into it. Still isn't enough. All right, we gotta take a little more. Okay. All right, now she's starting to fit, but I gotta trim up around here a little bit because it's not fitting in there snug. So I don't know if I got this where it needs to be. I need to come back a little bit. fits perfect there, not very well back in here. There we go. That sits a lot better. This might stick up a little bit, but I might just leave it the way it is. So, but I'll bring you down in here and you can see what that looks like. Well, tell you what, I'll make this first. What I'm gonna end up doing, I'm gonna cut this in half, this plank in half right now, because I want it to be here, but I want the smooth end. So I'm gonna cut it here and bring this up to here to make this indentation, because I want offsets. So if I cut this directly in half, then I can put another solid one here, another cut one in half, and then work on the one to that wall. So let's do that. Let's cut it in half. Generally pretty good. Let's see if I'm pretty close here. Just based off of it, this looks like the center. Okay. So then all I gotta do is bend it like that. Flip it over, there's a line. Cut it on that line. And snap. Yeah, let's see how close I was. Oh, I was off. I was off by about 4 inches. That's okay though. I want to use the rough edge and I want to come down here to where I'm going to set it. Like I said, I'm going to set it right onto that and get it real close. Because then I can take this and I can figure out my measurements for this thing right here. And all I got to do is, because it's got to slide in there, I need to get the farthest point. So actually I'm going to set it next to it like this. And all I got to do is come over here to where I know it's going to be at. Cut a line there. And cut a line there. And then I just need to know the length. The length is here. So I'm just going to come all the way across. And I'm going to guesstimate right in here is where I'm going to go. All right, and I just got to pull on it like I did on that last one to open that up a little bit. And I have an idea where it's at. So now I'm going to come back up to where it's at. I'm going to start cutting this off. Dig into it. Same here. Dig into it. Deeper. All right, and then just kind of pull on it and just pull on it. There we go. Gives me a line there. So you can see where that's at. Okay. There we go. All done. Well, I thought I'd choose a day where no one comes into the building, but that's a funny one. So keep getting interruptions. So I want to make sure that these are completely tight. So when I'm setting them, I'm pretty much setting them exactly how they're going to be set on the floor. So I'm going to use this extra piece here. It's not as long as this one, but that's fine. So it'll change when it gets down there. You want these to be offset, just like you do on a laminate floor. I'm sure there's other opinions of that, but that's the way I want it. So you can tell this one's just because this is a different color gray, you really can't tell that it's not all facing the same direction, just that one piece. I'm going to come in here with this one, and I'm going to have to go get one more plank and set that one there. So see, you can tell already I'm off from the door. So my next piece that I have to make is for that. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to cut all the way down there. I have to cut strips straight down the middle. Stinks that I have to do that, but it is what it is. I think the positive part of that is that all I gotta do is measure what it would be on that side, cut it, and it doesn't have to be perfect against the wall. Okay. That is what it is. All right, let me show you what I did and the end results. Okay, so none of this is glued down, obviously. It's just cut in. And you can see there's some gaps in there a little bit, but I'm just trying to make my way around it. I'm not looking for it to be perfect. It's nice and tucked up against there. All the lines are really set. Made it around that pretty good. And yeah, you're gonna have a little bit of visibility of that in there, but the door is gonna hide some of that. And then over here, and the only gap left is that right there. But I didn't want to have to cut this out and then come up this way more. It's just easier to keep it flush. So there we go. So that's how you at least cut around the doors. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to pull all this up and then start gluing. And then I'll start right here and I'll make my way in and I'll go all the way up this way. Just keep probably this strip right here that I've already done, this whole strip, all the way up against the wall. And then I'll start working my way that way. No, someone's at the door. All right, well, I figured I'd spare you the long, drawn-out video and just give you the end results. I mean, you've already seen what it takes to do this, but it turned out really good. I got all the walls painted and all the floor laid and the trim put up. And the last couple days, I've been working on the other upstairs room, so we'll go up there and check that out, and you can see what I've gotten done. The floor is down, and then I got to work on the trim and putting the outlets and covers back on. So, but this room completely done, looks good. I'm going to go out of town next week to go visit my daughter and her husband, and I guess they can start putting this back together while I'm gone or wait till I get back. So let's go upstairs and check the upstairs room. All right, well, here's this room. Got the floor laid. This time I decided to do it from here to here as opposed to the long ways. As you'll see from, if you remember from the previous video. And the reason for that is it was easier to get this cut in and be right up along the carpet. So I really don't need a piece of trim there or a transition. And not only that, these doors closed. It was really easy to put together. Plus, when I laid this out, you can see I have a thing here holding it down. There is this part right here that is plywood as opposed to concrete. And where those seams were at, I could get it right dead center of it to help hold it down. So it was so much easier. And not only that, day one, back up over here, day one, I started basically from this section here over. And because it's a straight line, where as opposed to what it was before where they were overlaid, I was able to just glue this, let it dry, set the floor, and then come back the next day and do all this. So today I'm going to go ahead and put the trim on, and then I think I'm going to take all the extra floor and put it in this closet and store it and utilize that closet a little bit more. Yeah, so I'm going to get started on that. Okay, well, I got everything done and had one of the trouble with my phone dying or didn't have time to get the video completed, so I just went ahead and moved everything back in here for now until we get the teachers in, and then they can tell me what they want to do. But you can see the baseboard's on. I've got the desk set back up. That hole is covered, and everything is just back to the way it was. And if you can tell, I don't know if you can tell in the video, the acoustics in here aren't as bad as it is in the other room. It's very echoey, but I think because there's bookshelves back in here and tables, that bulletin board really helps. And then also we've got shelves and stuff over here too that I think are just sucking in a lot of the sound. So it's not as loud in here as it is in the next room. So we'll just have to work on getting something to help soundproof that room a little bit. But all in all, I am just absolutely ecstatic with how this turned out, how it looks. And it was a lot of work, but it's done. And now we can start getting ready here in a couple weeks for the new teachers and staff that are coming in and get their classrooms ready to go. I mean, we are 4 weeks away from the first day of school. So, yeah. All right, well, thanks for watching. Make sure that you like this video and also subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell icon so you're notified of new video as I upload it. Again, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.